So guys, I just made a pretty big change to my Roth IRA, and I also hit a couple pretty big milestones in the account as well. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I did, why I did it, and I'll show you where the account stands today. Now, just for a little backstory on this Roth IRA, I actually opened it up back in 2022, and from the very beginning, my goal with this account was simple. As opposed to my main taxable account where every single stock is hand-selected and the account is actively managed, I wanted the Roth IRA to be completely hands-off. I didn't want to have to lift a finger to grow this account. I wanted it to be fully automated, and I wanted it to be out of sight, out of mind. Basically, I just wanted it to grow in the background of my life. So I set up the strategy to be super simple. In this account, there are only two ETFs. First, we have SCHD, whose role is to bring in that dividend income and dividend growth, which really is the bread and butter of my overall approach to investing. And then we have VOO as the second ETF, which gives me broad market exposure. And while VOO does pay a growing dividend, I expect most of my returns from this fund over the years will come from share price appreciation. At any rate, between these two funds, I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I think this combination really is like a 1-2 punch, and it's perfect for that set it and forget it approach that I'm going for in this account. I think this will be a solid wealth builder over the years. Now, because I wanted this account to grow on autopilot, I needed a platform that would automate everything for me, the transfers into the account, the purchases every single week. So I first set up this Roth IRA on M1 Finance, and it pretty much worked exactly how I wanted. But with that said, I did recently decide to make a switch. I just moved my Roth IRA over from M1 Finance to Public, which is actually the sponsor of today's video. Now, part of the reason I decided to switch over to Public is because it still has all of those features that I want for automating this entire portfolio, the transfers, the purchases, everything like that, which we'll get into later in the video. So it has all of the automation stuff that I'm looking for, but also Public has a really great offer going on right now that I really wanted to take advantage of. And I think you'll find this offer interesting too. So I want to tell you a little bit more about it. So I just moved my Roth IRA over to Public, which is offering a pretty killer deal right now called the IRA Triple Play. For a limited time only, they're offering a 1% match, and you can earn that 1% three different ways. First, you can contribute to your IRA through Public and get a 1% match without accounting towards your IRS contribution limit. You can also roll over an old 401k and get the match there too. Or if you've got an IRA at another brokerage like I did, you can transfer it over to Public where they'll match 1% of the full balance. My IRA was valued at around $19,000 when I made the transfer, so I got about $190 from the match, which was very cool. And another very cool thing is that Public will even cover your transfer fees, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, the 1% match is just one of the reasons I'm so excited to use Public. They also have some really great tools like the Income Hub here that shows how much income your portfolio is generating over time, which is super helpful if you own dividend stocks or any other income generating assets like I do. And speaking of generating income, I'm also moving the cash in my high yield savings account over to Public because their high yield cash account pays 4.1%. And I like that I can automate everything through their investment plans. I can automate recurring deposits, recurring buys, everything. So my portfolio can continue to grow without me having to lift a finger. All in all, I think Public has something to offer for every investor. The platform is both simple and powerful to use, and the 1% IRA match is just the icing on the cake. If you're thinking about rolling over your IRA or your 401k, or if you don't have a retirement account and you've been thinking about starting one, which everyone should, then now's a great time to do it. Just click the link in the description of the video or in the pinned comment, or just scan this QR code right here to learn more about Public's IRA Triple Play and take advantage of that 1% match while you still can. Anyway, guys, getting back to it, now that you know a bit more about Public and the 1% match that they have going on, I want to take you inside the platform and show you the full setup over on Public so you can see what it looks like for yourselves. Real quick though, like I mentioned a moment ago, I had about $19,000 in the Roth when I transferred it over to Public, and it actually turned out to be more like $19,600. And this is exactly what I received from the 1% transfer match, a white hot $196.26. I just wanted to show this to you guys real quick. And it actually deposited it in my account very quickly, much faster than I thought it would take. I think the actual transfer from M1 Finance over to Public only took maybe like 2 or 3 business days at most. That was very quick, and then it only took them, I don't know, maybe about a week to deposit the 1% transfer match. So it all happened so fast. At any rate, guys, this is what the new setup is looking like over inside Public. As you can see, the interface is super clean. I really like the layout. And as we can see right here, the portfolio is currently valued at $20,630.45, which is the first milestone that I wanted to share with you guys. $20,000 might not seem massive to you guys, and maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a huge ordeal. But to me right now, this is a pretty big deal because, like I said, I started this account just a few short years ago. And as you know, with Roth IRAs, you're capped by your annual contributions. You can only contribute a certain amount every single year. So with that said, now it's at $20,000. And, I really didn't have to lift a finger for it to get to this point, which was the whole goal. And I think more than anything, the approach that I'm taking in this account, this hands-off approach, really speaks to the fact that anyone can be an investor, anyone can do this stuff, and everyone will need to do this stuff, start doing it at some point in their lives. And it's just cool to know that we have all the capabilities to make this happen. It's all right there at our fingertips. Anyone can be an investor and anyone can build wealth without really knowing a whole lot about investing. I just think that's such a really cool thing, and we're really fortunate to live in a day and age where that's possible, and it definitely should be taken advantage of. Anyway, guys, I'll get off my soapbox now. If we scroll down looking at the holdings in this portfolio, as you already know, it's just SCHD and VOO, and I want to bring your attention to this right here, guys. We are now at 453 shares of SCHD. We can see that right here, 453.6, which is the second milestone. I wanted to hit this number by the end of the year. I wanted to get to 450. And now that we've officially hit it, I've got my sights set even higher, guys. The new goal by the end of 2025 is to hit 500 shares of SCHD. And let's run some numbers to see if that's even possible. So right now, obviously, we have 453 shares of SCHD. And at today's price of $27.30, I'm investing $65 per week into the fund, which buys me about 2.3 shares, assuming that it stays around its current price. It may or may not. We'll see what happens there. But with that said, we've got about 19 weeks left in the year. And if we're buying 2.3 shares every single week, that multiplied by 19 weeks left in the year would add about 45.2 more shares to my current position. And when we add that to the 453 shares that I already have, that puts me right around 498 shares by year end, just short of that 500 share goal. But that's not even including dividends. We still should have 2 SCHD payments coming in by the end of the year, pretty big ones as well. So when we reinvest those back into the position, that's easily going to put us over the 500 share mark, guys. We're going to hit it without a doubt. But anyway, guys, getting back to it, as far as automating the entire investment process here on Public, it was super easy to set up. Public has these things called investment plans, as we can see here, which are a collection of assets that you can automatically contribute to on a recurring basis. And if we go back over here and jump into the investment plans page, we can see that Public has their own pre-made investment plans. You can invest in the Mag 7, you can invest in a selection of high income dividend payers, the likes of which are AbbVie, Chevron, Comcast, amongst a handful of others. And if we scroll down here, we can see they have tons of other pre-made options for you to select from. It's pretty cool. But in addition to selecting from their pre-made plans, you can also build your own and customize your own investment plan. And that's exactly what I've done right here. We have SCHD plus VOO, and we can see based on this custom investment plan every single week, I'm investing $130. It gets automatically pulled from my checking account into Public every single Wednesday. And every Wednesday, I'm putting $65 into SCHD and $65 into VOO. I'm doing a 50-50 split here. So that's pretty much the entire automation process. And I've got to say, I mean, so far, I'm finding it to be a lot more straightforward than M1 Finance's Pi setup, which was fine, but so far, I'm kind of liking this better. Now, one of the other cool things about Public is they make it super easy to project your future dividend income, which obviously is like a non-negotiable for us dividend investors. I think this is a must-have feature. They do this through what they call the Income Hub here, which basically projects your future dividend income. So we can see over the next 12 months, these are the payments that I can expect from both SCHD and VOO. In total, it looks like across a 12-month period, this account is generating $567, so not too shabby. But this is just one view of the Income Hub. Like I said earlier in the video, I also transferred everything in my high yield savings account over into public to use their high yield cash account. And I've never shown you guys this before, but this is what the income hub looks like, including the income from the high yield cash account. So it looks like every single month I'm generating about $75 or so in interest, and that's just from the high yield cash account. And if we look over here, every single year I'm projected to bring in about $827. And just for a little more insight into this high yield cash account, right now I've got $22,000 set aside. This is just cash. Right now it's generating a 4.1% yield, which is a bit higher than what I was getting on my previous platform. And I'm sad to say that this $22,000 probably won't last too much longer in here. Maybe I'll have it until around the end of the year. So this is money that my wife and I have been saving to buy a new car. As a lot of you guys know, we've got a baby coming on the way in the next couple of months. And so we've been saving for a second car, and that's what this money is going to go toward. But once we do end up buying the car, I'm going to work as fast as I can to build this back up, because I really like having this heavy cash position. And I really especially like knowing that it's generating 4% per year. Anyway, guys, that's what's been going on in the Roth lately. And if you want to see what's been happening with the rest of my portfolio, then check out this next video right over here. This is my most recent portfolio update for the month of August. And in this video, I'm sharing my portfolio's total performance, all of the stocks that I've been buying lately, and my plans for the rest of this month. So click right over here to check all that out, and I'll see you in the next one.